I used to think of my life as a rap star. I used to think of my life as a trap star.
Hey, and welcome back to Emlyn in the Mix, where we discuss things all music technology, software and hardware, recording gear, studio gear, instruments, and more. If you love that sort of thing, then you're going to love the Emlyn in the Mix podcast. Now, let's get on with the show with your host, yours truly, Emlyn. Hey, and welcome back to the Emlyn in the Mix podcast, season 4, episode 7. We've got a great little podcast for you guys today. We're going to be checking out Karriem Drums Riggins. I'm going to butcher that name up. It's Karriem Riggins Drums, the brand new drums instrument from Native Instruments. It's really freaking cool. You're going to have a lot of fun. I got it here in the background. That's just a taste, baby. We're going to actually go in the back end. I'm going to show you a little bit about that instrument and just how much fun and awesome it is to have really creative sampled drum effects. If you want to skip along to the end, I'll have a timeline down below, but don't do that because there's been some awesome news happening in the last week here, which I'm going to go over with you guys right now. What is this podcast about? Well, if you couldn't have told from the intro already, then it is of course about music technology, software and hardware, music gear, you name it. We cover it here on the podcast. Anything studio related, anything music recording, music technology wise, we will cover it here. For those of you who are regular listeners, thank you so much for coming back time and time again. If you want to show your support, I'll have the support link down below. Shout me a coffee, and of course affiliate links will be down below. I'll mention them as we go along here, but if you see something you like today and you want to get it, make sure to hit that affiliate link down below and do all of the YouTube stuff. Like the video if you like it today, hit subscribe if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's just get stuck straight into it because there's heaps to go through here. So what it appears to have happened in the last week, and maybe it has something to do with the world and the economy right now, because I know that things aren't looking amazing in the economy, especially after the 2 years of pandemic, and now businesses, the last year have opened up, but things aren't doing amazing. So a lot of these software conglomerates and a lot of our favorite companies are having massive sales. So if you wanted to support them or show them your love or keep them going, then these sales are a way to do it, because not only do you get yourself an amazing deal, but you're also supporting the companies you love. And I may have an affiliate link for this one down below. This is actually an incredible deal. If you've ever been eyeing off any of the Arturia software, they're currently having a winter sale with 50% off individual software and sounds. So affiliate link down below. Maybe, I'm not sure on this, but we'll see how we go. Deeper inspiration, half price. My goodness, in 2023, get immersed and uncover the full scale of your creativity. Bring your musicality to the surface with 50% off individual software and sounds, including synths, effects, and preset banks. So there's 13 more days. So if you listen to this in the future, you've missed out on this deal. And of course, look at this. I mean, we did cover this on the podcast. They did an amazing emulation of the Korg M1 synthesizer here. Sorry, not the M1, the MS-20 full spectrum modern production synths. Very irresistible MS-20 synthesizer. That probably, I hate to say this, but it's better than Korg's emulation. Korg's emulation is good, but they just added an Arturia twist is what I'll say. So their effects, the sound banks, not going to go into each individual thing, but 50% off right now is pretty bonkers. Let me just give you an example then. So Mini Freak V did have an intro price if you missed it, but it's $99 right now with this sale. Currently was $199, for example. Augmented grand piano is now $49, was $99, etc. You get the drill. 50% off. There's never been a better time if you wanted to get Arturia. Link down below, maybe. Link down below. All right, move along. Yes, the sales are still going, because look, what happens when the economy sort of retracts like this, we start to see sales. That's basically what you see, because people want to get the money moving again. We want to get the sales going, want to keep these companies afloat. Investors want to see that the money's rolling in. And if you're not getting what you need, right now is the time to do it, because you're going to save heaps in the long run, essentially. So we jump over to iZotope. I may have a link for these guys down below too, but they've got 25% off on their sale items. Now, I know it seems like some of these companies have always got sales going on, especially for the reason that we just came out of last year, being you had your Black Friday, your Cyber Monday, and you had Christmas, you had your holiday deals and so forth. So it just seems like there's been endless sales. But I have to be honest, there's not generally a sale at the start of the year. So this is very unique. I've not seen it. We've got sales in February, but I dare say it has something to do with what's happening in the world right now. Again, I'm not an economist, but I'm just saying if you want to snap something up, now's the time to do it. So 25% off over at iZotope. May have a link down below, but if you like or you've been eyeing off any of the iZotope gear, now's the time to do it. Like Neutron 4 is $108 at the moment, which is an amazing AI mixing tool for mixing either individual tracks or your full track. Actually, use Ozone 10 for your full tracks. Incredible. Nectar 3 for vocals, only $99, was $249. You get the drill. Crazy deals going on at both of those companies there. And then if we move along to Universal Audio, because I don't want to do like the salesy... look, the mere purpose of me doing this podcast is just show you things that are happening. And I got to show you sales when they're worth it. I don't like to do it. I usually try and only keep it to those holiday season sales. But because it's interesting that we've got sales right now, I have to mention it. But this next one is actually really interesting because Universal Audio just announced this last week bundles, which is really cool to see because they went down the subscription base. They're still doing that with UAD Spark, their subscription service. But if you're one of those types like myself who doesn't necessarily want to be on another subscription service, then bundles are a great way to go. And if we have a look here, they've created 3 new bundles. We've got Creative Edition, Mix Edition, and Diamond Edition. Now, Creative Edition has 10 plugins and its intro price is $349, which actually is pretty good for Universal Audio because that essentially means each plugin emulation you're getting here is only $34.90 in value, which is, again, amazing for Universal Audio, being that they are the type of company that usually sells a plugin at about $200 a pop. So massive savings here. Yeah, they're saying value is $1840, which is probably about right in the past, and you're saving $1,491 on the Creative Edition. This bundle, inspiring instruments and world-class reverb, delay, and modulation effects for modern artists, producers, and beat makers. And then they move up Mix Edition. You got 23 plugins for $559, and you got Diamond Edition for $699, saving $4,330. That's $5,000 of value in the Diamond Edition. This is probably the best deal I've seen from Universal Audio. These are also available native as well, so you don't even need the Apollo or any of their hardware to run these plugins anymore. I'm interested in this Creative Edition, $349, because that actually is quite cheap for Universal Audio. And if we click on Learn More, just real quick, I'm very curious to see the different plugins that are actually included. So you get Moog, Mini Moog, which is a Moog emulation, which you know is going to be amazing. Universal Audio. Polymax, which we've checked out here on the channel for, amazing sounding retro synth to shock your mind and brain. I'm just reading it from I did not make that up myself. Filled with rich analog character and serious vibes. And the Open Morphing synth, yes, we've also checked that on the channel. Amazing craft, larger than life sounds that are instantly album ready thanks to UA's flagship analog meets wavetable super synthesizer. Wow, this is all instruments. Creative, I get it. Ravel grand piano, Waterfall B3. Do get some effects as well. Brigade chorus, Studio D chorus, Galaxy Tape Echo, that is incredible. Oh, and you get the brand new Waterfall Rotary speaker, which we're going to be talking about later on the podcast today, briefly. Pure plate reverb. I mean, this is a good deal, I think. This is, especially all those instruments. So yeah, if you didn't want to go on the UAD Spark subscription route, then this is the way to do it with these bundles. Amazing stuff for Universal Audio. All right, next piece of news. Don't forget, if this hasn't sold out already, you need to enter right now. So Bob Moog, not Bob Moog himself, but the Bob Moog Foundation has a competition going right now. They do this every year. They do a couple of these a year, I think, where they give away a vintage Moog synthesizer. Now, if you haven't entered this already, do it right now, because this, I dare say, may have already sold out. They did say that the tickets were getting low. I've got a ticket, and if I win this, I'm going to share it with you guys here on the podcast. Of course, I'll just do a podcast. If I win, I'll do a podcast dedicated to showing this off to you guys. And if you win, you need to thank me, because I made it aware for you. You were aware of it because of me. Anyway, you can win yourself a Mini Moog signed by Geddy Lee. I spoke about it last week. If it hasn't sold out already, go do yourself a favor. Go get a ticket. It's $25 a ticket. And it goes towards the Bob Moog Foundation, which is to keep music learning music synthesis for young kids, adults, and just keeping that technology alive. It really goes to a good cause. So even if you don't win, you're supporting an amazing cause, Bob Moog Foundation. All right, now I can have a rest, because we're going to show you Nexus has got a brand new expansion. Who needs some slap house? Do you need some slap house? I don't know. Let's have a listen to Slap House 2. Maybe you need this style of music in your life. Oh yeah, Slap House, baby. How good is that? So Nexus 4 expansion, Slap House 2. Oh, listen to this. It's come back. Here we go, let it drop. All right, I'm getting carried away here. Okay, so do you need Slap House 2? Well, hopefully that explains to you what Slap House 2 is. It is a brand new expansion from Nexus. We're going to keep moving along here because we've got a lot to get through. Now, United Plugins has dropped a brand new self-synth instrument, Retronaut. Brand new Retronaut. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Because this is a retro-based synthesizer, but it's brand new. Anyway, I'm just being silly. I think that last Nexus expansion just got me totally pumped. By the way, I'll try and have links for everything down below, especially if it's affiliate related. It'll be down below if you want to check out any of the stuff we've covered today. But there was also a timeline, of course, so you can always just, if you're checking us out on YouTube, you'll have timelines and so forth. If you're watching us on Spotify, you can head over to YouTube after the podcast is finished. Retronaut, explore the past. Humanity has traveled the world and all the seas. The sky is not the limit for us. We even reached the moon and beyond, but we were never able to explore the past before. And only Retronaut, a lo-fi nostalgia machine, may take you there. Fasten your seatbelts. The expedition through history starts now. There's a great video. We're going to play it back now. Gives you an excellent explanation of what Retronaut is. Have a listen to this. This machine looks really cool. If you want to make retro sounding music or have retro sounding synths in your tracks, this is it. Let's have a listen to this.
Music has a miraculous ability to transport you back in time to explore your magical memories. Get there on demand with Retronaut, the lo-fi nostalgia machine from JMG Sound. Retronaut captures the vibe of old analog gear. It mixes Bucket Brigade chips, tape cassettes, vintage choruses, and more in one powerful multi-effect plugin. The heart of Retronaut is its modulation. Thanks to its multi-voice engine, you can smoothly mix from a single vibrato voice up to 4, resulting in a rich chorus. Add that lo-fi nostalgic magic with the degrade section that lets you age your sound from gentle dust and warmth to old broken gear, while the diverge section gives you ultimate control of each voice independently, allowing you to offset them in various ways to create organic and evolving movements. Retronauts can make your music sound aged. Add lo-fi to your drums.
Nice.
Rich chorus to your synths.
Whoa.
And even lush reverb. Explore the sonic soundscapes of the past with Retronaut by JMG Sound.
Beautiful.
Get your 15-day fully working trial version at unitedplugins.com.
Well, you heard it there. You get a 15-day free trial if you want to check it out from United Plugins. It is Retronaut. I said an instrument, so I apologize. It's actually an effects unit, and man, did that sound good, especially splashed on synths, drums. This looks like a lot of fun. Reminds me a lot of Baby Audio's VHS, but looks like it has some extra bells and whistles. Definitely worth checking out if you want to add some retro touch to your tracks. Just quickly here, a new release from Universal Audio, which is the Waterfall Rotary speaker, which we spoke about as part of their bundles, their brand new bundles that they've got there as well. What is the Waterfall Rotary speaker, you ask? Well, it gives you the jaw-dropping sounds of the classic Leslie 147 Rotary speaker cabinet, which was very popular back in the day and still is used in today's music, and enveloping your guitars, vocals, keyboards, and more in a chewy three-dimensional modulation effect far beyond chorus and flange for classic texture heard on decades of legendary albums. Let's have a quick listen to how it sounds. So that's dry. And there you go, it's back on. Wow, that's really nice. Let's with it back on. Alright, that's with it off. Back on. All right, cool. So we're going to leave it there, but you get the idea of what an amazing sounding effect that is and was from the past. I mean, look at that cabinet. It's huge, but it created such a wonderful moving sound to your sounds. Really beautiful. Check it out, Waterfall Rotary speaker. It's now available. You get 50% off on the intro price, $99 from Universal Audio. No affiliate, no kickback for me from Universal Audio at least, but definitely worth checking it out. All right, what wouldn't it be a week here without talking about Teenage Engineering? I just realized we've got a lot of topics that we're getting through today, but Teenage Engineering, they've dropped this bag. We're not going to talk about this for long, but this bag, the last two products, you could almost like overlook them and be like, what is Teenage Engineering doing? But actually, if you really think about it, they're creating like simple products for everyday use. You know, obviously they got their more complicated products, but some of them more like the table we spoke about last week, and now this bag. I mean, sure, it's just a bag, but it doesn't have it here. For some reason, they didn't put it here on the website. But this bag is, it's like break-proof, waterproof, tear-proof, Like they're using some crazy material. I can't remember. It was in the email. It's not on the website. I don't know why they're doing that, but these bags are heavy duty, right? So you got introducing duty bags available in store now, and that's all they're saying here. But you've got one for the OB4. You got the OP1 bag. Of course, wouldn't it be, nice to have an OP1 field and chuck it in that bag? You got an OPZ bag as well. And the OB4 is like their little portable speaker thing, which looks really cool. So you can get a bag for that, take it around with you. It has a radio in it. I think it has a drum machine in it, maybe. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, I love Teenage Engineering. I think I'm a Teenage Engineering fanboy at this point because they just do so much random, amazing, high-quality stuff. What's not to like about them? All right, we're nearly at our main feature. Roland released these drums, the VMH D1V drums, and basically to me they just look like the V Motor headphones, which are really popular, by the way, not cheap, but they've probably done some, it looks, just from looking, and I'm not going to say probably because just from looking I can see already the difference between these and the V Motor. I can see that the actual where the wires go sort of sitting up above and going back, which makes sense because if you're drumming you don't want, like for example, I do a bit of drumming actually, believe it or not. I have a little drum kit in the background here. But if you're drumming, you don't want this wire here. I don't know if you're watching us here on the podcast or YouTube, this wire gets in the way, right? Because I'm like, and this freaking wire here is just going on my arm. So that's actually a smart move. So yes, they've taken the V Motor headphones and they've adjusted them slightly. Anyway, let's have a quick read back here. Ultimate headphones for electronic drumming. Okay, so only for electronic drumming, because why would you have it for normal drumming, right? So jointly developed by Roland and V Motor, I was correct. The VMH D1V drum headphones brings you a complete personal monitoring solution purpose-built for the electronic drummer experience. Fine-tuned by the V-Drums design team and V Motor engineers, these unique phones deliver premium sound that realizes the full sonic potential of your V-Drum set and any other E-kit. Comfortable to wear and outfitted with smart practical details, the VMH D1 is an essential tool that no electronic drummer should be without. So yeah, I mean, look, there is a video there. We're not going to play that back. But, they're saying you get immersive sound. And I've heard that the V Motor headphones are actually some of the best studio headphones out there. So if you're getting V Motor technology, plus it's integrated for drumming so that they don't get in your way. I mean, this is tangle-free drumming here. This bit, typical headphones keep you tethered with a short cable that always gets in your way, making it easier to dislodge the phones or pull them off your head entirely during intense drumming sessions. The D1's extra long 3-meter, 10-foot cable provides plenty of slack for an efficient module connected that keeps it far away from your arms and legs while playing. And there's also a cable restraint at the back of the headphones to route the cable behind the head and onto the floor behind your drum throne. That is freaking amazing. Wow, I'm selling myself here. Anyway, Roland dropping the goods. V-Drum headphones. You can buy them right now. No kickback for me again on this product here. All right, let's get to our brand new main feature product for the week. Comes to us from Native Instruments. I love this little animation. If you are watching us here, a little animation. It is the Karriem Riggins Drums. I've probably butchered that name so many times in the last few days since its release. But what is it, you ask? Hip-hop drums, of course. Hip-hop drums, baby, with the jazz spirit. So explore kits and one-shots crafted by a pioneering hip-hop producer and jazz drummer. So intricate drum grooves made simple with hands-on control. Dig into patterns created by Karriem, plus drag them into your DAW to tweak things further. And I'm going to show you this on the podcast today. And part of the Play series, hard-hitting presets and real-time controls in an intuitive interface. Now, I have to say that these Native Instruments Play series, to me, as I've been playing with them over time, they're getting easier and better to use. Like, their user interfaces are becoming more easier to use. I don't know if it's because I'm becoming more familiar or they're fine-tuning and really improving upon their already amazing instruments. I really feel like the Play series is becoming the place to be for Native Instruments in terms of their instruments. How many times can I say instruments in a sentence? Anyway, off the grid beats. Karriem Riggins Drums packs the punch, crunch, and laid back flow of one of the most innovative drummers and producers in hip hop. Now he has a list of names that he's worked with, okay? I don't have it here, maybe we'll have it in a sec, but I read his discography.
Get that. Could you try?
Oh, Siri, hello. I read his discography and it was massive. It was actually massive. So explore a boundless palette of high quality drums and percussions, from crisp and organic tones to high grit textures, all lovingly sampled and playfully processed. And craft your own custom kits or dip into a range of presets, loops, and groove patterns created by Karriem himself, as tightness and swing controls make it simple to dial in head nodding beats that sway perfectly in the pocket. So there's Karriem there. So anyway, I think let's jump over to our screen here, and you can see the little GUI here, Karriem Riggins Drums. And you can't see it here on the camera, but I've actually hooked up my Nectar Aura, which is my little drum MIDI machine here. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. But for playing back, the pads are just beautiful. And the samples, gotta say, these samples are incredible. Or are these ones? Absolutely amazing. And this is our default kit, by the way. Anyway, let's get stuck into looking around. So it is very colorful, and it does make it, my only probably gripe is that it's a beautiful GUI, right? It looks amazing, but the macros are a little bit hard to see here. But you have your macro controls down the bottom, which is fantastic. And depending on the preset you open, you can adjust those. Like we've got a high pass filter here, which I'm guessing is global. Yeah, it is global. So it means it's going over the master. And you got your low pass filter there, and you can add a bunch of reverb. And you got delay. Nice delay. And you got punch. That sounds good, actually. I pumped up the punch to 100%. Sounds really good. And you got sustain as a macro as well. And you can just hear it really holds that sample for a longer period. I can also click them here to hear each sample. Okay, so this is our main page here. So yeah, obviously macro controls are down there. And then again, it is a little bit hard to see, but up here, if you go away from the main, there is the next page, which is your kit page. Now this is really cool because once we get into the kit page, we can now play around with each individual sample. So we can play them back like this just by clicking them. But like, let's say this one here, which I think is that one on my MIDI controller. Let me just move this a bit closer to me. That's better. And just make sure Siri's not gonna interrupt us. I usually turn my phone and stuff onto like silent mode, but anyway, forgot about that. So here we go. Got this nice percussion here. But say I wanted to change that out, right? So we click on that and I can literally go through, choose what I want. And this is cool, like this. All right, double click it, now we've got that. And it's going through those particular macros we got. I think we got a bit of, sounds like we got reverb on. Actually, We might have its own, it might have its own insert. But anyway, so you can play, now that we're in the kit mode here too, you can also play with the sample. For example, we can put a low pass on it. We can change its velocity curve. Here, so it's going, this one's going to send 1, which is probably reverb. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's where it was coming from. So he sends it down here, and there's your delay. So you could just have, like, on each individual instrument, its own send. That's pretty cool. So I've just added a touch of delay to it. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. Just double click, find what you want. Or I could totally change that to something completely different, like a ride, for example. So just double click that. Now that's become a ride. See, a lot of fun, very simple, very easy to put together. Just making sure we're rolling in there. Nice. I just find it very enjoyable, very easy to use. Now the next part's really fun. So hopefully that makes sense. You can literally swap out samples. You can play with each one. You got your attack, decay, sustain, release, ADSR there. Let's jump over the patterns though real quick here. So here's your patterns here. And these were created by Karriem himself, as we heard there in the write-up or the read back there. So you can literally just click on each. I'm going to show you something really cool with these patterns, but you can literally just click on each pattern and it will play back. Or you can play a different one, outro, and it tells you what they are. Kick and snare. Now there's two other cool things. So I can play it back on my keys, which I got to my left here. So I can just play it back like that, which is a bit easier than clicking on the actual application itself. And you can add swing to get it right to your track. You can also add velocity, so it's like just hitting 100%. It really changes it though, because, for example, you can't even hear that little shaker when the velocity is down. See? But like, put it on 100%, that shaker is right out there. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. You can also change the tightness, so it's super tight. Maybe take the swing out. Take the tightness off, tightness back on. Sort of dehumanizes it a bit though. I like the bit of swing and take the tightness down. I guess because it's jazzy sort of drums, the swing works, right? So okay, so there you go, you can play it off your keys. And then the next cool thing, which I didn't think was even possible, but this is, I mean, I guess it's kind of expected in this day and age. I shouldn't, fanboy over it too much, but you can drag and drop straight into your track. So you find the one you want. All right, I like this one here. And it's literally just a matter of just getting these little arrows, which you probably can't even see on the screen, and just dragging it over to my Ableton project here. Double click on that. If we have a look at Ableton, you'll see my MIDI notes here. In fact, let's close the Contact 7 player. Boom. And there I've got it there, and it's going to play back for me, which is great. So, I could loop it up. I can add or get rid of things if I didn't want. Maybe I could have another snare here. Make my own little rhythm, And it even has all the velocity, everything there, which is just drag and drop. Absolutely love that. I really love that. So let's close that there. Let's jump back to our Karriem Riggins drums. And now the other thing to mention is, of course, which we had a look at briefly before, but the effects section. Okay, so here you've got your insert effects, you've got your global effects, and you've also got your send effects, which at the moment is reverb, and you've got the replica doing the delay. Global effects speaks for itself. So you can essentially add different effects as I showed you before. You got heaps here like phaser, flare, flanger, choral, some of Native Instruments staple classics are here as well, and you got lo-fi and so forth, and it's just a lot of fun adding. And then the last one here is just basically your macro control. So for example, you've got your high pass filter here, so if we just play that back, so I can just mess with, you know, what kind of cutoff that is, or we can jump into low pass filter and just sort of, you can just change things up basically. So if you want to really get in the back end there, play with your macro controls, it can be done. But let's go back to our main page here. Yes, it is very artistic. There's a lot going on. It's hard to see what's going on there. I actually prefer being either in kit or pattern. Makes it easier to see what's going on. But let's just get let's have a listen to some of the different presets here for you guys. And it's good because it has the BPM in the preset as well, so you can match it to your track or whatever. That's cool. It's a faster beat. Put some swing in there. It's almost got a dancey vibe. That's awesome. You can do a real 4 to the floor with that. Nice. I really like that. That's cool. Let's jump over to another one here. Absolute 5. Now I'm just playing the rhythms back here because they're amazing, and you know I can go back over to my drum pad if I want to make my own. It's never going to be as good as Karriem. Come on, listen to some of these samples though. Oh, I really love these samples. They're so nice. They've got a lot of flavor to them, you know. We'll keep going through. I won't play back through. We'll just have a listen to some more here. Love that reverb there. You can really like create some tension with it, you know. Let's keep going. Blue Noir. Let's go to main. It's cool because it has like, it's got like a hip hop and a dance vibe. Amazing stuff. Really fun to play along with the kids. And that's 88 too. It sounds so much faster. Carte blanche. Whoa. That crash is amazing. There's a bass there. Anyway, a lot of fun. I could bore you to death probably just going through each individual preset there, but just wanted to give you a quick overview of the Karriem Riggins drum, brand new play instrument there from Native Instruments, who teamed up with Karriem themselves. Sounds absolutely amazing. Here's our guy here. Absolutely incredible. Under the hood, boasting simplicity, Karriem Riggins Drums tucks a kaleidoscope of percussion into a vivid interface, as we just saw there, beautifully designed by artist Jason Jagal. Got to mention that because he has done some great artwork on there, captured with care at the iconic Studio 3 at Sunset Sound. The sounds are treated with equal creativity, having been processed through modular units, tape machines, spring reverbs, and mixed up with some of Karriem's own secret sauce. And the results standout sound that encourages experimentation and everything but mechanical. And I have to agree with that. It really has, especially when you add that swing to it, it really has that human feel, that human touch. But what did you guys think of it? There is Karriem Riggins Drums. Here's another podcast for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it today. I hope that I've shown you or inspired you to want to go out and create or make music, or just take up what's on offer from the world of music right now. Because right now you got these sales. You know, what did you enjoy about today's podcast? You're going to snap up some of Arturia's 50% off deals. I mean, I would be, if I was eyeing off Arturia, now a bit of time to do it. 50% off is insane. iZotope have a sale going as well. 25% off. Link down below for iZotope and Arturia. Full disclosure, affiliate links will be down below. Click on those if you want to go out and get yourself a deal. What do you think about this Universal Audio? Also trying to mix it up rather than doing like a percentage or a deal sale. They're doing bundles, and these bundles are by far the best value I've seen from Universal Audio, without a doubt in my mind. What are you going to do about Bob Moog Foundation? Are you going to enter this, win this Mini Moog? If you are, you got to let me know. You got to say thank you to me for alerting you of this competition. Do you need some more Slap House in your life? Slap House 2 from Nexus there, the brand new expansion sounded incredible. What do you think of Retronaut, the effects units to make your something, whatever you want to feed through it, sound retro as anything else? And how good is that Waterfall Rotary speaker from Universal Audio? That was a perfect example of how amazing their emulations are. Or do you need something simple in your life? Do you need something that's just simply just you? And is that the Bag by Teenage Engineering, any of these heavy lifting, heavy duty bags? Or are you like me and you want to get this? This is probably the number one thing I want to get from this podcast today. These VMH freaking headphones. I want to get them because it's great. I can do drumming with the headphones on. They're not tangling up all over the place. And tell us your thoughts about Karriem Riggins Drums today. I hope you enjoyed it today. I hope I showed enough of what it can actually do and how it actually sounds. And thank you so much for joining me. If you just want to support the channel, you don't want to do any of the affiliate link stuff, and you just want to say thank you, spot link will be down below. Shout me a coffee, and we'll be back next week. Thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. And with all of that said and done, I'm out of here. Peace out, guys. Boom. Hey, thanks for listening to the Emlyn in the Mix podcast. Here you will find all the latest in music technology, software and hardware, interviews, and more. Also, don't forget to check out the Emlyn in the Mix YouTube channel today. Till next time, keep it real.